Welcome, listeners, to the podcast Eberron Adventures, a real D&D podcast set in the world of Eberron. Let's listen as we hear the adventures of 6 unique personalities: Skogar, a tall half-orc bounty hunter, fighter; Velma, a 5-foot-tall human rogue that's a journalist; Lukar, a male Lightfoot halfling sorcerer; Izuri, a Kalashtar cleric; Lissa, a human wizard; and Jack, a blaseball player with an undeclared major. They're all attending Windshire University as they develop and hone their skills to become adventurers and, dare I say, heroes. But lore and rules lawyers beware. We pick and choose rules we want to stick to, and the lore is freestyled. So let's jump right back into the action and listen to the newest episode of Eberron Adventures. I'm trying a different idea this time and doing a different question for each character instead of a group question where you all answer the same thing. I'm just going to randomly pick people. So we're going to start with Izuri. And your question was, what spell are you most excited to learn and why?
So Izuri is most excited to go ahead and learn Spirit Guardians. Mostly because he really likes the idea of having a whole bunch of people surrounding him and helping protect him at any one time. And so being able to have that as a spell whenever he would
Yes.
sounds like a warm fuzzy blanket that he can put on.
Aww.
It's like a thunder sweater for a puppy or something.
Yeah. So he wants to just be able to wrap up in these cozy Spirit Guardians when he feels the need.
I really hope that you recall that enough to where when you do learn the spell and you cast it, that they're literally just kind of hanging around you, like instead of where they're supposed to be like out in a perimeter, that they're like right up next to you, like real close.
Mm-hmm.
Buddied up, throwing a cloak over me. Oh,
They swarm him, but every now and then they like pat his hand.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Give him
Like,
a
it's
side
okay.
bro hug. You know, like it's all right, man. We got you. You're not alone. Okay, so great answer. So Skogar's question is, what is the one thing you know about your dad that he doesn't know you know about?
So Skogar walks over to Lissa. I guess they're in the dorm room.
Mhm.
Lissa, you have a good, really good relationship with your mom, right?
Oh yeah. Me and my
Yeah.
mom. She's the best.
Yeah. And she's your mom, right?
I mean, yes. Why wouldn't I?
Well, I don't know, man. I sometimes I think maybe my mom's not my mom, because when I was a kid, over in the Shadow Marshes, we have this thing called Mucksgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's like one of the best days of the year.
Nice.
And on Mucksgiving Eve, the Muck Queen goes around from house to house, and with her mucky sons, and she drags all kinds of mud into your house, and then she
sounds
leaves.
yeah.
Yeah, and you get up on Mucksgiving morning, and you run down there. But this one Mucksgiving, I got up a little too early.
Mm-hmm.
And I went downstairs and I saw the muck queen. She was sneaking through, getting in the fridge, drinking a beer.
Oh my goodness.
And then I saw my dad walk in the room and he kissed her.
No way.
Yeah. So I was thinking my whole life, well, maybe my mom's not my real mom, and maybe my mom's the muck queen,
Uh-huh.
Anyways.
Yeah.
You seem pretty sure about that, so I don't know. Maybe I just need to trust it, but maybe I'm not living up the life that I need to. I could be a royalty.
You could be the Muck Prince, for all we know.
Right, and
That would be really
I
cool.
just live a simple miner's life now, and my parents were miners, and nothing more than miners.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing more than that. You're here at school, right?
Oh yeah.
Man. Pure brilliance.
awesome.
That was fantastic.
I love it.
Let's continue this weird dorm back and forth conversation going on. And Lissa, how can we transition this into what is the one creature or animal that you really want to mage breed so bad?
Skogar, didn't you mention some kind of races one time that your family competed in?
Oh yeah, like race of the 7 wins.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that one. I was thinking about it and I realized that I have some like second cousins who also do that. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's like super cool.
Are they still alive?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to them in a while. Actually, I should probably check on them. Maybe
Because
they
if
have
they're racing, maybe not.
pretty dangerous. But I was thinking about that, and you know what'd be really cool would be to get like a horse or maybe a Pegasus. I don't know. Pegasus would probably be easier, but I love horses so much, and I would
and
really.
a worm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. No, but the horses, I mean, they're just so beautiful. And I would love to make it so that it could fly faster, like, and compete in those races and like blow everyone else out of the water. And maybe put like a horn on its head and it can shoot like fire out of it. I think that'd be sweet.
That would rock. Like, if you need a crew pit member, for watering the horse down around the lap.
Yes. All right.
Like,
yeah, I'll definitely hit you up.
Yeah.
So, so Jack, you hear this conversation going on and you really want to get into it, but you could care less about what animal she wants to mage breed or what Skogar's, dad kissing the muck queen.
Hey man, you always be a muck prince to me.
So
I mean, you're the king of the muck around here.
Yeah,
so
thanks, Dad.
you're trying to figure out. You want to get engaged in the conversation, but you want to talk about what is your favorite play in Blazeball?
So, anyways, before I came here, right? So I'm on the Blazeball scholarship. All right. So like the last game of the year at the old school, I'm getting scouted, right? We draw up, like we're down, it's late in the season. I got all these nagging injuries, like my ankle hurts, my shoulder's out. But I'm like, Mimic 55. And everybody's looking at me like, you think Mimic 55 is going to... I'm like, we're doing Mimic 55. This is our last and only chance. I'm there with all the seniors. We do Mimic 55. What it is, so, we give the appearance that we're going to blaze the ball, blaze ball. So, like, the defense is like, they're getting ready for the blaze ball. They're spreading out. So the passer, right, he moves up, he gives it a lateral, doesn't blaze it at all, man. So I grab the ball, I take that lateral, and I run it all the way to the end of the Blazeball field, come out on the champ. I'm like dodging this guy, dodging that guy. I mean, Mimic 55, it's a winner. They were not expecting it whatsoever. And that's, so that's, basically right after that game, they're like, we want you here, Windshire. We want you to be a wyvern. And I was like, well, maybe we'll see what happens. But I'm trying to play it cool, right? I mean,
of course.
This is my. I drew up Mimic 55. He doesn't even know that. He just saw me execute it. But then I was like, I came up with that play, and I'm like,
you got the brains behind the power.
I think I'm just saying, like, I'm not just a Blazeball jock. I'm like, I think I'm a Blazeball leader of men.
Nice.
Like if I wasn't playing it, I'd probably be coaching it.
Those
Yeah,
who,
you're the muck prince of the Blazeball court.
those who can do, those who can't teach, right? Coach, too. Maybe?
No, man, it's like, I mean, eventually, you lose your, but
you have to retire. Yeah,
because sometimes like
those injuries can be gnarly,
or the gnarly, absolutely gnarly injuries, or just you think about it like, can I do more? What if I need to run up some more Mimic 55s, I guess, like maybe that'll be the key to victory. Like sometimes you're behind a coach. I'm not saying anybody here at Windshire is, doesn't know what they're doing, but like I'm just saying, sometimes you need, new blood, new coaching. And sometimes I'm like, maybe that's the calling. I don't know. Like maybe take the lead, maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's my calling.
Train
Maybe,
them. Exactly. I understand you
yeah, or just
completely.
like more like the leadership thing, I guess.
Oh,
Like
oh,
more than
think
just
okay.
like more
I
than
think
just on
there's
the
But
field.
you
but
want to
like,
see
the
them
whole thing.
improve and
Yeah.
yeah,
No, yeah, I want to
Live-
be in charge.
live up to their full potential.
Yeah, like they should see me for my full potential. You're right. I get it. That's right. They
Yeah,
need
I
to see
think
my full
Jack-
potential. That's absolutely. I agree.
Jack, you should probably talk to your counselor because there might be some good phys ed programs at the Monk school that you could look into.
Maybe
that's
it's happened. So
your
yeah,
direction.
Mimic 55. I wouldn't be surprised if they were, teaching it. If you
Nice.
see it in more Blaze Balls going forward, just
Nice.
if you're to check out a Blaze Ball game, which I'm not even sure if you guys,
When's the
not-
next one? I keep missing them for some reason.
Oh yeah, let me get I think we have an away game next. Yeah, we got an away game next.
Well,
So,
that's okay.
But when we're coming back, I'll let you know. I'll get you some tickets. All right.
Sounds good. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's slide over to, because assuming these conversations have happened outside of the Merchant's Daughter adventure that you're currently on, Velma, why don't you share with Lucar what annoys you the most about photojournalism?
It's not photojournalism itself. It's everybody has a smart stone now, which is great. The rise of citizen journalism, got to keep everybody accountable. But the problem with the smart stones is, even if it's something as simple as a filter to make your eyes sparkle when the crime is being committed in the background, that
Nice.
changes it. It's different. That's not what happened. But with my camera, when I square up the shot, I wait for the buzzer to extract the photo, and I shake as that pixie dust is shaken off. That photo is fixed for all time. It's not impossible to fake, but they really stand out. So it's more of the truth as I see it. And the smart stones just don't give you that. They are convenient, I'll give you that. But they just don't hold a candle to what happened at this moment, recorded forever.
And would we say that Velma because of this, has a speaking stone then, to just like a regular, just simple speaking stone versus a smart stone?
Something that I can star 69 and get the last caller on.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that technology, travels across all multiverses of all types.
Let's put it this way: all your smart stones are rectangular, prismoidal. Mine's square.
Nice.
So Lucar, so Velma was sharing this with you, and for some reason it reminded you, it made you think back to it made you think back about your most treasured trinket that you found in your travels in life so far.
Well, actually, it reminds me of this other piece of old school technology, Velma. You talk about the old school photojournalism. I've got this old school egg timer, and I pull out this like little egg timer, and it's like a little hourglass. But what's nifty about this is like, well, it's not an hourglass, right? It's an egg timer, so it like runs for 3 minutes. But look, and I turn it upside down, and the sand goes up instead of down.
Ooh.
And like my thing with these trinkets is to give them away. Like, I don't need these. I don't hold on to them. They're just like little things, little gifts I give to people. And when I found this, you know how much I love breakfasts. Like, there's nothing better than the third breakfast of the day when you've got 5 eggs on your plate and you're like, yeah, this really balances the French toast you had for the second breakfast, but complements the fruit salad you had with first breakfast and really prepares you for that sandwich you're going to have for first lunch. So I thought I'd bring this trinket to the school, because if there's one thing that I thought of, I'm like, the cafeteria here at Windshire is probably not very good. But you know what? I was wrong. The chefs here are fantastic. They get those eggs right every single time. So I'm not going to have anyone here to give this egg timer to. So hopefully sometime in the future, we'll meet a chef who really appreciates old school devices like this and also can't cook eggs. And I'll give him this unique egg timer.
Dungeon Master notes idea for weird boss.
Yeah, he's just straight up teeing you up there, Bill.
I know, right?
Right.
All right, so I think we've had a chance for everybody to share their answers to the random questions. So let's dig right in. So if you recall, you made it through your battle with the harpies, and then the bear took off. Lissa, you captured a harpy in your Mage Reader sphere.
I did indeed, yes.
And Lucar did a fantastic job of performing as Axford. Lucar, would you like the opportunity to perform as Axford at open mic, or would you rather I take that?
I'll let you take Axford for open.
Okay.
Noted. Immediately, like, it's been just a few minutes since he put his hood down. He gets a chill on the back of his neck and puts the hood back up.
Okay. Oh, and also, one key thing I really want to point out: Skogar does not get dark vision while his hat is down his pants. That's not how it works.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
I figured nothing was going on other than something weird.
I just want to make that clear.
Whatever's
So
in his
as
pants
you
becomes more visible.
Yeah.
Right. It's glowing a little bit.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it kind of would have been awesome to like, you have leather pants on or just regular?
He's got leather pants on. He left
Okay, there we
all of
go.
his gear at home. He's got a
Nice.
cut-off
Wonderful.
T-shirt that says "Murder Hobos."
You
and a
have
black
no
bandana.
gear with you?
I explicitly said that's all he was
Perfect.
bringing.
Okay.
Nice.
That's perfect. I love that. All right.
I'll lean into it.
Yeah, so you guys, that's great. You guys approach Fairhaven, dun, 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 and it's a very, very like dense. It is the capital of Aundair, and it's very dense. There's packed with so much culture, merchants, excitement. One may say even intrigue along the dock areas there. It's the capital city of Aundair. It's bustling and vibrant. You enter here through what's called Rorden's Gate, and you pass by guardhouses and some modest shops and storefronts. The streets are busy and people are going on about their daily routines all around you. Just to give you an idea of scale, just Rorden's Gate alone is bigger than Windshire. You continue down the streets as you head towards Sovereign Ward. Mind you haven't been in Windshire yet necessarily, but that we've talked about. But this alone is bigger than that. So each ward is essentially like a Windshire or larger in size. So it's pretty sizable for being the capital. You continue down the streets as you head towards Sovereign Ward, where the Happy Gnome is. So Axford looks around all wide-eyed, and he's just so excited and seeing all the people walking around in a hustle bustle. And he's leaning out the window, and he's like, oh look guys, it's Crossco. That store is so huge and amazing. You can get everything there. We gotta go after the show if there's time. And as you pass through here, you see in the center of the capital is Crossco, a giant wholesale store, if you will, that sells pretty much everything under the sun that you can imagine, and a majority of it is in bulk. That's noted as a potential stop on the way back out. The streets here are also crowded with people going on about their business. Buildings are tall and ornate with intricate architectural details and bright colors. The houses are grand and well maintained, with neatly trimmed gardens and impressive facades. It's old money and new money married together in harmony, like existing in this glorious city. For anybody that's been even remotely close to any area where the mourning took place, and seeing that decimation or any of what it was like for any towns, neighboring towns or cities near that country. This makes it look like that never happened. In the sky above, there are airships flying back and forth, propellers and balloons, a common sight in the city. At the docks, there's a constant flow of boats coming and going, bringing goods and people from all over Eberron. In late afternoon, you arrive at the Sovereign Ward. So there's enough time for you to find some food before you venture to the Happy Gnome for drinks and open mic night. You can see 2 restaurants on the same block as the tavern. One is called the Hungry Halfling, and the other is called the Savory Sausage.
Is there a picture of me at the Hungry Halfling? Like, I think
never even crossed my mind when
Like
when the
Lucar is that racist, or
That's what's even better. Yeah,
I take out my what the hell, smart standing stick stone.
Smart stone. Yeah.
I take a selfie of myself in front of the
Nice.
hungry halfling and send it to my parents. Like,
So yeah, so where would you? So you all get off the coach, right? So Lucar, you run off first because you're like, that's so cool, and you take a picture and you send it. And your mom responds with a smiley face, and you send it to your dad too.
yeah, but I'm assuming he leaves me on red or doesn't get to it for another.
No,
2
he
days.
responds LOL, but he spells it wrong with like 2 L's or something. So it's like, he tries, but he doesn't quite have the hang of it yet. Yeah, so you guys all get off the coach, and Axford's like, okay guys, where do you want to go eat? I've heard both these places are pretty good.
Well, the Halfling sounds like a nice place.
Okay. As you approach the Hungry Halfling, you see in the window, it says the Hungry Halfling, and then it says a restaurant, a family style restaurant that serves all. And then underneath that, it says like all, serve all. But as you walk up to the door, there's actually a sign on the door that says closed due to health violation.
Oh no.
And then as you say that, and I need Lucar to come back for this part because this is, so you're all just kind of hovering and staring at the side like what the hell's going on?
I mean, it's pretty weird that there's like health violations when people can purify food and drink. Like you
Right? I mean, like, what were they doing? Was the food like dangerous? Was it, I don't know, was it possessed by demons?
Well, I mean, these halflings will eat anything, right?
As you say that, randomly a halfling walks by all of you as he sees some of you looking through the windows, and he mutters to himself, so Jack and Velma both hear him mutter, and he's like, dirty tieflings trying to make a quick buck, almost got a lot of people sick. And he shakes his head and walks away. And you hear him mutter dragon rot as he walks further away. Savory sausage, I assume.
I guess that's our only choice. I guess we
Alright.
gotta try the savory.
Are there any large public health notices
on the door? So Lucar, you missed it. There's a sign on the door of the Hungry Halfling that says closed for health violation.
Oh.
And then a halfling, some random halfling walked by saying, dirty tieflings trying to make a quick buck, almost got a lot of people sick. And then he mutters something about dragon rot as he walks away. The savory sausage is open for business. People are going in and out. Care to give that a shot then? Or you can just head right to open mic. It's up to you guys.
I gotta get some food.
I would imagine Lucar is probably ready for third lunch, right?
Absolutely.
At this point. Yeah. So you walk in, it's a modest sandwich shop, and you see a tabaxi and a Firbolg behind the counter. The tabaxi is he's over at what is like a cashing out area, and he's cashing out a customer. And then the Firbolg is over like in another part of behind the counter, and you see him, he's got a grill going, he's like making sausage sandwiches and all kinds of stuff back behind the counter. Lots of different sausage related items and some mighty fine fried potatoes. And as the customer walks away, you guys are all kind of clustered in there. There's a menu board up above, and it says, it's got sausage sandwich, sausage no sandwich, and then it says fried potatoes. And then next to it says try our condiment bar, and condiment's not spelled right. And you see to the left of where the tabaxi is standing, you see like an assortment of condiments, like different pickles and sauces and things like that, all on top of this countertop area, where it's just like serve yourself and add your own sauces and flavors. And the tabaxi, looks at you guys and says, "Hi, can I help any of you? How can I
Yes.
help you? Welcome."
I would like one sausage sandwich, one sausage no sandwich, and then the fried potatoes.
That sounds great. I mean, you can't go wrong. Is this all together or separate?
That's mine. I can pay for mine.
Okay then. So that'll be 2 silver.
Bing. I pay 2 silver.
And he takes it and puts it in the register, and he says, and he yells over to the Fearbolg. He says, "Cousin, sausage went out, and a potato." The Fearbolg, you assume is named Cousin, says, "Gotcha," and he's just like cruising along, making sandwiches. And then he just keeps going down the line, asking you guys what you want. Who's next?
Lissa, she's like, I would like 2 helpings of the potatoes. I have recently become a druid, and so I'm trying the whole vegetarian thing. That connection with those animals. Yeah. Or double classing, majoring in druid.
Listen, I'm connecting with those animals inside my stomach.
We've got
not in that way.
we've got an off menu option that Cousin's been working on. It's actually it's a meatless sausage.
Oh, I mean, sure. Yeah, I'll try one of those.
Yeah. You want? Yeah. I mean, he just came up with it like yesterday, like 2 days ago. It's pretty new.
Yeah, why not? I'm here to try new things.
Oh, great. Okay, then that's gonna be 4 silver.
Okay, here you go.
Great, thanks. And he's like, cousin, double potato and a meatless. Meatless? That's not ready yet. You can't sell that. He's like, I sold it. You're gonna make it, and that's what I said. I said 2 potatoes and a meatless. Man, fine. And then he disappears for a second. He goes into the back. And you hear all this slamming down of stuff, and you hear like a door open and close and all this stuff. And then he comes back up, and he's like wiping sweat off of his forehead with his hand, and then he takes the meatless sausage with that same hand and puts it on the grill. And he's like, all right, I got you.
Lissa is looking so dubiously at that sandwich. Like, what have I done?
Why don't you do a perception check while you're at it?
Right.
Let's see how dubious you really are.
Let's see. That's a 19.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, you notice the scaly rash on Cousin's wrist that appears to be healing on that same hand.
Uh-oh.
And so it looks like it doesn't look like a fully blown out rash, but it looks like it was a fully blown out rash, because of the roll you got, you can kind of tell.
I sidle over to Velma and I say, Velma, I think there might be another health code violation here. Story. I see some rash on that chef's hand.
As you're telling. What? Sorry, what'd you say?
Not very subtly. I bring up my camera and take a picture of the rash she's talking about.
He's like,
as I'm ordering,
the tabaxi says, you want? We can do like a group photo if you want. Whatever you're gonna do. That's great. Like, be sure to promote us. Like, review us on Yelp. We're really trying to branch out on like the Smart Stone medias and stuff.
On my Square phone.
What can I get for you?
How about a fat dog with mustard, relish, onion, tomato, pickle, peppers, and yeah, that's about it.
We got all those toppings and sauces and stuff over there in the help yourself area, and I got you on the sausage sandwich. That's going to be $1 silver.
Okay, so I'm paying him a silver, and I'm asking about those poor halflings across the street. Were they really halflings, or are they did they hire on tieflings? I heard there were tieflings.
It was run by some tieflings and halflings, like in business together. Like, you know,
So
I
it's
mean,
legit. It's not cultural appropriation.
no, it's I mean, there's some halflings. Yeah, there's like a halfling that owned it. They got some tieflings working in there. I mean, I think it went south ever since the tieflings got in there. But you know, we got in here like you know, a little bit later after they've been open for a few years before we got here. We came in and we've been slowly building our business and you know, their misfortune has sure been our gain, hasn't it, cousin? And cousin's like, oh yeah. When they and you see him like, and Lissa, you see him like itch his rash. And he's like, and then he's like this, and he's like itching. He's like this, and he's like, yeah. It's like ever since ever since they had to shut down because of that violation, we've been busy. It's been great. It's been business has been booming.
What was the violation? Of dragon rot? What exactly?
Yeah. It's like, it's this crazy. It's like I think you get it on like your skin or something. It's like it's
really itchy and scaly.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's super scaly, and if you don't get it treated right, like within like the first 24 to 48 hours, it gets bad. You start to get other symptoms that just not good. He's like, oh, I got to get these sausages off the grill so they don't burn. And he goes back and just pulling some, in Lucar, he's pulling stuff off the grill for you. And then the Tabaxi says, he looks at Lucar and Skogar and Jack, and he's like, any of you guys need anything? You guys hungry? You want something?
I'm going to give you a shake of my head just in case you were wondering. I'm also going to go
I have
over
an
to
order
Lucar.
I have an order coming, right?
Yeah, you do. It's almost done. Cousin, how long in that first order?
I don't need
to leave that one.
Coming up right now. And he calls.
Let that go.
He calls your order. He says, order up, and he's like hands you the sausage sandwich, the sausage no sandwich, and the potatoes.
I'm gonna hit that condiment bar hard.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my 2 silver pieces worth of condiments.
That is fair. Pile it up.
I want to go to Azuri and say, hey, you were talking about the purify food and drink earlier. Do you know that spell?
Well, you see, I know about it, but I haven't actually like learned it yet. So it's like it's 3 or 4 weeks or so, but I don't.
You're not at that part in the semester. Got it. That's okay.
Yeah. Why? It smells pretty good.
Well, you know.
I'm just saying that the short order cook over there has been showing symptoms of something that might be dragon rot.
So the Tabaxi says, looks at you, Jack, and he's like, hey, young man, you need anything? You good?
No, I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Do you want a sample?
Actually, I was wondering what is a sausage made out of?
Oh, it's a combination of pork and horse.
Pork and horse.
Ooh. Skogar looks over and goes.
He's like, hey big guy, and he looks up at you and he's like, how many can I get you? What can I get you?
Yeah.
I think
I'll take well, sorry.
I think with Skogar putting his order, Jack is gonna like sneak off.
Oh yeah, perfect opportunity here too.
There you
To
go.
to the like sneak into an employees only section, like see what's going on in the back kitchen.
Okay. So you roll stealth and let me know what you get. And Skogar, what's your order?
So Skogar reaches over, horse. Oh yeah, well, I haven't had that in a minute. And Skogar, who's 6'7", just kind of goes over, reaches over the sneeze guard, and just grabs a raw sausage and plunks it down on the table. Like, yeah, I'll take this one. You don't have to cook it. This is fine.
That's a 17 on my stealth, by the way.
Okay, yeah, you're meandering back in the prep kitchen area, and
I tell you what, I'll pay for this one. I'll pay it forward. I'll pay for the next person behind me.
So Skogar, the Tabaxi says, he's like, okay, he's like, hey, big guy, before you go putting that in your mouth, I just want to point to this sign right here, and it says,
like halfway in his mouth.
It's a sign on the register, and it says, consuming undercooked foods could potentially result in foodborne illnesses. We do not accept liability.
I get in line behind Skogar.
Skogar puts his coin purse down and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna pay for him too. Pay it forward." And then he just woofs down the whole sausage, and then he steps back and then steps behind Lucar.
and then
in line.
Azuri, you see, like, they keep, like, so Skogar was ahead of you, and then you would have been next, but then Lucar dips in behind Skogar, and then Lucar starts to step up, and then Skogar just immediately gets behind him.
Yeah,
you're backing
that's
up.
Exactly what happens.
I just keep backing up as
okay.
it happens in front of me.
Okay. So now we're gonna be in this, like, weird little, like, I think a couple. So Lucar, I'm assuming you already ate your food.
Yes.
Okay. And as you're finishing your food, it just, like, literally as you go to get back in line behind, or right after Skogar to order again, Lissa, he says, hey there. Hey, lady.
Yeah.
I like the backpack. Your food's ready.
Aw, thanks. Thanks for the food. And then she looks at it, and she is going to try to discreetly, like, pick at it, but, like, try to just, like, spread it around and then throw it away.
If I see Lissa head toward, I want to hold an action. If Lissa heads towards the garbage can, I want to grab it off of her.
So, but okay. So, first of all, I want to note that that Lucar, you ate all that food and you're still hungry, and you feel perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But your constitution is probably a little bit different than that of a human wizard type.
Exactly.
So Lissa, yeah, are you going to start walking towards the trash with it?
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Lucar.
Hey, come over here. Lissa, as a druid, you should understand that we should waste not and want not. So I'll take care
I'm
of it.
not wasting it. I'm just gonna eat it by the garbage can.
roll a deception or persuasion, whichever.
18. If I drop any crumbs, I want to make sure the trash is right there, because I want to keep a clean area.
Well,
so
okay, well, be sure to eat all that. We don't want to waste anything.
Of course.
If not, we'll find somebody who'll eat it.
If you throw it out before, if you don't eat it all or whatever, and you go to throw it out, you have to roll. You're gonna have to do sleight of hand.
Okay, all right.
Because Lucar is now watching you like a hawk, even though you convinced him.
Right.
He's still concerned about that food as he goes up and orders his next meal from the Tabaxi. And Tabaxi's like, oh, that's what I'm talking about, man. What can I get for you? You want the same thing you had last time?
Let me just compliment you on your condiment bar. That's the best laid out, most full condiment bar I've ever seen. I would like the same order as I had last time.
I really appreciate that, because I spent a lot of time, like, hunting for the right sauces, the right toppings, things like that, to really provide a true Tabaxi sausage experience to the people. And I think we were successful. What do you think, cousin? Yeah. And he mutters under his breath. He's like, yeah, Tabaxi and Fearbold, but whatever. And he's like, working the grill. And he put your order in. Let me go to Jack real quick. Jack, what are you doing back there, lurking in the back?
I guess I'm looking at the ingredients that might be found back here. What
Okay.
What kind of prep work is going into the sausage? I want to know how the sausage gets made, as it were.
Okay. So you see there's actually you see a pretty thorough setup in the back. It's somewhat untidy. It's not like unsafe untidy. It's more just like there's one guy doing all the work back here, kind of untidy. There's actually two small hand stuffing machines for sausage, and you see one has got all this there's a bunch of raw meat sitting out and around it. There's a string of some sausages on the table, and then on the other side you see that there's a whole bunch of just random grains, legumes, and veggies and all this stuff that have been ground up and are getting put into something that you think is a casing, but you're not 100% sure. So you're definitely you connect the dots. So, this is meat and this is meatless. And you're it makes sense. And then you look over at where all the potatoes are, and there's a station to cut the potatoes and stuff. And there's a few gnats and stuff flying around the potato cutter and everything. But generally speaking, a pretty straightforward setup. And there's a ton of seasonings up on the top shelf, all different kinds of dry herbs and salt and pepper and seasoned salt. There's some
There's
Eberron version of
coriander,
Lowry's seasoned salt in there.
There's basil,
sage.
There's sage.
And coming soon, Lowry's.
I know all those guys. Yeah. I guess I'm just looking for anything out of. If there's nothing unusual, I guess I'll just head on back.
You do see in the corner. What's your passive perception?
It's going to be 15.
Okay, so you see there's a board in the back prep area, and it's there's a schedule on it, and it's only got 2 names on it, and it's the hours that they work, and so they have a schedule just for the 2 of them. There's a couple invoices for some meat and produce and stuff like that, and then you see on a little torn off piece of scrap paper in the bottom corner, you see a little checklist, and it says sneak into restaurant, and it's checked, and then it says spread scales around, and then it says check. And then the last one says profit, and that one's got exclamation points, and then it's got 2 checks over it.
I do like a
double take.
Yeah, I just walk by. Okay, what? I'm gonna grab the sheet, this little post-it note or whatever it is, and I'm gonna then I'll head back out to join the rest of the party.
Okay. Could you stealth once more on your way back out?
Absolutely. Another 17.
Great. So you stealth back out with no problem. Skogar, I'm assuming in the few minutes that we talked about, Jack, that you and Lukar probably rotated for multiple meals in the course of the last few minutes.
I'd like to play that out if possible.
Okay.
Did Lukar?
So Lukar, Lissa, first of all, I think it's great that we're having this much of role play around this experience in a sausage sandwich shop. So, Lissa,
I got a 16 on I'm doing it every time Lukar goes up to get his next order, just a little bit more.
Can I get perception against that 16, Lukar?
Yeah, I failed again. I'm too entranced by the sausage sandwich.
Okay, so Lissa, you've successfully pitched all your food if that was your goal.
Yes.
So Jack, you join the rest of the group, and then going to Skogar. So Lukar just ordered food, and now Skogar, it's back to you.
Lukar, guy in front of you paid it forward. Grabbed your meal for you.
I know. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, pretty nice. I mean, it's kind of courteous. You just keep paying it forward. The luck doubles that, every time, but I guess that's up to you.
All right, I'll pay it forward.
And then Skogar walks up. 9 more sausages.
I get fucking Skogar in line.
He says, oh wow, 9. Do you want them all?
Nope.
No,
I got it
no
right
sandwich?
here. Right here. He just grabs a whole handful of just
He's
oily raw sausages again.
He's like, great. He's like, oh, that's great. He's like, 6 silver.
Kind of looks over at Lucar.
And the Tabaxi's just like enthralled with all this going on. He's pointing at, he doesn't know who to look at. He's like pointing at Skogar, and he points at you, Lucar, and he's like, 6 silver?
Yeah, and Skogar, we're paying it forward, right?
Well, yeah, I got yours. I put down my 2 silver there.
All right. Well, I guess I look to see who's behind me, and I guess I see Azuri. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm getting yours then, Azuri. Well, you're getting mine, Azuri.
Azuri is not there to defend himself at the moment. So Jack, what are you doing with this information you found?
I think I'm gonna take it to Velma.
So how's this conversation playing out?
So Velma, I may have come across some incriminating evidence against our 2 shop owners here regarding the hungry halfling.
I knew it. I knew they weren't just hapless people who've been infected on randomly.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, maybe if you can, and I show them the paper. It seems as if these 2 would have gone and done the poisoning of the others of their place to, gain profit, as it were. And by the looks of Lucar and Skogar's orders there, I think they're profiting mightily.
I'm going to
When I hit the condiment bar, I don't know if they are profiting.
Azuri has observed this Lucar Skogar going back and forth trying to pay it forward thing, and he sort of like reaches a hand down to his pocket, jingles the few coins that he has, and then just sits down and decides that this whole thing isn't worth it. He doesn't want to be involved in this intricate social dynamic. And I just sit down at a table.
While Lucar and Lissa were doing that intricate dance, trying to outmaneuver each other, I had rolled up my sausage into a big wad of napkins. I don't want to touch it at all. To you, Jack, I say, I think there's enough evidence here to confront these dastardly.
Absolutely. So how much you thinking? Like 50% of their profits?
I'm thinking, Mr. Tabaxi, sir.
Wait, hold on. So let's retro rewind just a hair to understand how is this conversation taking place? Because you just started talking. Are you whispering to each other? What's going on? How are you communicating to each other?
There seems to be a big commotion by the.
Yeah, I mean,
there seems to be a big commotion by the condiment bar.
Okay.
I'm taking it to like the eating area, and I'm just, I'm not being too loud with it or anything.
Fair, yeah, and with disadvantage, perception for the Tabaxi is an 11. So, I would say he's probably not quite catching everything you're saying. So going back, okay, so you're saying to Velma, so what are you thinking? 50% of the profits, right?
Yeah, so like 50%, right? Yeah, I think that's a good number.
How about we stop this travesty before more half-order like Skogar gets sick.
Like Jack is just looking very confused. Like,
all right, see, okay, this was my plan. I just thought that they were health code violators, and I was gonna collect evidence and have it checked out at the biology lab to make sure that we weren't just screwing around with hardworking people.
Gotcha.
But this additional evidence you have,
Yes.
showing that they are complicit. They are doing this with intent. That
Yes.
can't stand.
Right.
And who knows what other dining establishments on this quarter we could be hitting up that they're sabotaging.
And that's why I think 50% is a good number for what they brought in. Because you're right. This sounds very serious.
What about the hardworking people who are getting intentionally infected? That's not okay.
So 60%, we give them 10. I'm very confused. I guess I'm just like confused as to what they have to do with it. No, so the way I look at it,
if
the way
you've
I
got
look
a problem
at it,
with confrontation, and I don't think you do, because I've seen you kick some ass out there. Whoop, radio edit.
you just earned the explicit.
I did.
No, I think. I mean, no, it's not the confrontation. I'll be right there to ask for the 50, like to get that 50%. I'm there to get that 50%. You're right. Like I'm not going to shy away from
I
that.
think we need to get their names. I think we need to just expose this whole operation.
Right. That's exactly what we said. That's exactly what we tell them when we demand the 50%. No, that's perfect. I love that line.
We don't need to take beforehand. That sullies the credibility of our investigation. Is this really a Post-it note you found, or did you just write this up?
No, I found this in the back kitchen. I'm sure, like, like you see the guy itching over there. I'm sure there's more proof around. I'm just, like, do you want more proof? I mean, I don't know. I figure like couple of lowlifes like this, these are not like master criminals. I think just with confronting them with this, they're gonna flip. I think they'll pay it. They will. I can see it. I mean, maybe we could look at them, like check them out. Maybe watch them. Sir. What do you do? We haven't even come up with a plan yet.
I want to write up a YARP review. Do you mind if I can get the complete spellings of your name and your fry cook over there?
Oh yeah, of course. Not a problem. So so this is that's cousin Steve over there running the grill. He's a Fearwolg. He's distant cousin. Like from Southern Ontario, they're a little bit more basic down there. But man, this dude can make up some sausages like you wouldn't believe. My name's Marley. I'm what you call the brains of the operation. I own the place. I manage the books, do the order and all that stuff, the schedule, and it's a lot of work.
Manage the books, huh? Manage the books.
Yeah.
Bet you're making yourself a pretty penny, being the only game around.
I'm not gonna lie. We've been pulling it in.
Yeah.
So if you're the mastermind behind the operation, is that the whole operation? And do you just use cousin Steve to provide the scales, and then you infect other restaurants? Is that how it works?
What? I just told you, cousin Steve makes the food. He's from down south, distant cousin. I'm the guy that runs the place.
I
don't know what you're talking about. Oh, we got scales in the back to weigh the ingredients out. Is that what you're talking about?
Right. As I'm flipping the pixie dust off of that photo I took earlier.
You're like this. Doing that Polaroid
what do you
shake.
think about this, Sir Tabaxi? And I show him like the guy scratching that like clearly inflamed scaly rash.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, no.
50%.
No, yeah. No, I know about that. He had a when he was when Cousin was first making his first meatless sausages, he used a few ingredients from some of his farmers markets back home. And what was happening was he had an allergic reaction to some of the herbs he was using. So he was actually out for a couple days. I can only open half days because I mean I could cook a little, but I can't make the kind of stuff he makes. So he prepped ahead. So I used up all the inventory he had just to keep things going, just for like lunch shifts for 2 days. It was pretty bad, but thankfully he got himself back on the mend. He's in good shape. I mean, it itches a little bit, right, Cousin? And he's like going, he's like scratching his arm as he's like flipping some sausages on the grill and stuff.
Taking another picture.
I'm going to take a picture of this note that I took.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to and then I take out my Smart Stone. I get the picture on it. I'm just going to write it's going to have like the note, and then it's going to say 50%.
Okay. So
like the notes up top, and then it says 50% on bottom.
Yeah.
50%. And I like kind of look at him like,
Marley's fairly decent at running his business. He keeps it afloat. He keeps it running. He keeps it he's able to have kept it open. But he's not exactly super intelligent. So why don't you do a intimidation check?
I would love to do that for you.
The DC won't be too tough.
Well, I hope not. I got a 9.
He's like, he looks at that and he's like, huh. And he's like, hey, cousin, get over here. And so
What
he's like, I'm in the.
When I take this to the health inspector, this compromises us.
And he's like, I'm still cooking. He's like, I don't give a shit, cousin. You get over here right now. And so cousin like lumbers over, and he's like, what's the problem? And he points at what you're holding on the phone. He's like, what the hell is that?
What the hell? You know damn well what the hell this is.
And cousin's like, what? You were talking how we weren't doing that great, and we needed, and we were going to have to close if we couldn't start making some business. So I helped make us some business. I knew when Aunt Laura said to give you a chance, I shouldn't have done it. I knew it. I shouldn't have done it. You screwed me. You screwed me. And then he goes back to you, Jack, and he's like, so you're shaking me down for 50%. Is that what's going on?
And then
he's like, but what about this? What about the sweater? What about the sweater girl over here? What's she doing? She's got pictures. She's gonna rat me out anyway after you take the 50%. That's not cool.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rat you out anyway because I'm not part of this whole shakedown scheme. I'm just collecting evidence. Then I'll go to the health department, or you can turn yourselves in.
He looks at you and he looks at you, Velma. He's like, this is my livelihood. This is all I got.
This is his livelihood, Velma.
I'll fire cousin. I'll kick his ass out right now.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was doing this.
Listen, he's.
Lucar, do halflings have livelihoods? Is this what we're down to?
Velma, look at the halflings are going to get better. Okay, cousin's going to get fired. Okay, why put this poor man out of business for something he may or may not have seen? And clearly, and sir, I know that this is a hard pill to swallow, and I would be remiss to hold. I wouldn't want to be holding on to that. Basically blood profit that that blood money that you're holding on to. I think we all work out on something. We take the money that you don't have to, take the 50%. You don't have to think about where it came from, what I do to, what I did or didn't do to make it wrong. You fire the cousin, you never have to think about this again. The paper never has to be seen again. I mean, this is like a win-win-win-win-win. Velma, I don't know why you're mucking things up. Velma,
Marley says.
Hey,
Marley
Jack, can I
says,
see that paper one more time?
you may not. You may not see it at all.
Marley says, I wouldn't say it's necessarily blood money. I mean, based on the symptoms and stuff, I'd say it's probably more like diarrhea money. I mean, based on what I heard.
Everybody's gonna slowly turn toward Skokar.
Skokar is fine, by the way, perfectly fine.
Right. Listen, Marley here, Velma, he's clearly seen the error of his ways. He's gonna fire. This won't happen again. So I don't understand what the problem is that you're having, why you think we should report this. That doesn't need to happen.
And he says, as you say, it won't happen again. He points at cousin, and he's like, you gotta go, bro. This is done. Are you serious right now? After everything I did to try to save this place and save you and try to make this work, I made this profitable. It was my ideas. You gotta go. I'm not building a sausage sandwich shop built on lies and deceit. That's not what my family taught me. We're hardworking people. And he's like, get that out of my store.
Azuri's going to go ahead and cast sleep on this, just because he's getting very uncomfortable with the amount of yelling.
Who are you casting it on? Both
right in the center of the yelling. I'm not being very discriminate. We're just throwing it right there.
Okay, this is going to be great. So
there's too much yelling. I'm afraid a confrontation's about to break.
Tell me what you roll.
25 hit points worth.
Okay. So nobody falls asleep.
Okay.
These guys are tough cookies.
But they do both. If it makes you feel any better, they do both yawn for a second, and then it's at that point that cousin loses his steam, and he just he's like, this just tells me I'm tired of this. I don't need this. I was trying to help you. I'm out of here. Good luck cooking food. Good luck finding a chef as good as me. And he's like still itching his rash as he goes in the back, and he comes back up, and he's got like his knives and stuff in like a little knife suitcase thing, and he takes it and he leaves. And he slams the door open and closed. And Marley looks at you, Velma, and says, come on, give me the photos you took. Give me a chance.
Come on, Velma.
You have your chance because, am I still muted? No. You have your chance because our investigation has been compromised with this request for take. But I suggest to you to use your time to improve the health situation at this restaurant, because there will be a health inspection coming. And he gets kind of up a little bit, like gets a little bit up close in your personal space, just a little bit, but not necessarily in an aggressive way, more in an emotional way. He gets up real close to you, Velma, and he looks at you and he says, I take so much pride in this business that I built. I don't make people sick with my food. I never have. I don't know what he was thinking. It was insane. I don't know what else to say. It's not going to happen again because he's gone, because that's not the way I work. That's not the way I do things. It's not.
You can call the health inspector if you want. Hell, you can call him in right now as soon as you leave, and I can promise you I'll get an A rating, because that's what I bring to the table. So you know what? I'm done with you. I'm done with all of you. Get out of my store, every single one of you. He's like, but you, half orc, I like you, and he throws you a string of sausages. And nice. So then right as you get ready to start walking all out en masse, like Axford pops his head and he's like, guys, come on, guys, we gotta go. We're gonna be late. Let's go. Go on.
You need a sausage before you go on stage?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready to rock out, man. So you walk down to the end of the block, and you have arrived at the Happy Gnome Tavern. Nicely done, everyone, on the savory sausage interaction.
Or was it unsavory?
Very
Uh-huh.
unsavory, especially for Marley. Even more so probably for cousin Steve.
Maybe even more so for Jack. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could have
There's,
gone a lot better, Velma. I'm just saying.
So as for
Could
the
have
Happy
gone a
Gnome,
lot better if you weren't trying to like muscle in.
I was just trying. It was going to solve the problem one way or the other. Isn't that what we're here for? Solving problems?
That's more like making money instead of solving a problem. Which, not that there's anything wrong with making money,
Making money is a solution.
as long as you do it by solving problems.
Yes, I mean, this is what we do. We solve problems. I mean, win, win, win. Everybody would have won in that situation, Velma. Everybody, all of us. I'm just very confused. You just let it.
Ask Azuri to take you to the library, and you can look up definitions for, say, integrity.
wow.
Maybe try that.
Wow.
And maybe.
Or did I have you wrong from the beginning?
I have no idea, Velma. I have no idea. Clearly, I had you wrong, I guess is what it boils down to.
Man,
I mean,
there's some.
if we want to go to the library, yeah, I'd be happy.
No, Azuri. Wait, no, is that girl still working there? I might want to go back to the library with you.
Yeah. Yeah. She still has her work study. She's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went out for pizza the other night. We didn't really talk much about work though.
Dang.
Books a lot. I mean.
Yeah. She was an open book.
Wow.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Azuri, I'm sorry. I'm kind of heated right now. I don't take my words. Let's just go to the open mic.
Man.
We're gonna pregame first, or just go in dry?
Okay, hey, you know what, Velma? I'll buy. You're right. That was, I feel bad. We all got kicked out. Why don't I buy drinks for us all?
Don't you think we should have a little bit of food so we don't drink on an empty stomach?
As you're wiping mustard off your face. They might have some snacks there, Lucar. I think it will be good.
Good.
Yeah, so let's
Yeah, I'll buy a first round.
This is a great.
That's my mistake.
A great opportunity here to transition into getting into this place. So you guys enter the Happy Gnome. Let me find my words here. It's a very lively and welcoming place with a warm and cozy atmosphere. And as you enter in, there's music playing in the background, and let's see, and there's like a house band just playing some instrumental music and stuff. I mean, this place is bustling. There's tables are full of people. People are just drinking, laughing, having a great time. There's servers flying around, like not literally flying, but like running around with trays of food, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. And as you sit, you come up, and there's a host at the front saying, so we got 6 of you? You guys all, 7? You guys all together? All together for the open mic night tonight?
Yeah, seven of us, open mic. Yeah, we're totally down.
Okay, great, awesome. So yeah, let's take you. We'll get you right over here at this table. It's right by the front of the stage. It's gonna be great. It's the last table we got. So he sits you guys down, puts a couple menus down on the table. Says, yeah, Lyrian's about to come out and about to come out and do her little routine where she like kind of gets the crowd excited. So have a good time. Server will be by and get you some drinks. And
thanks for the table, and yeah, keep the servers attentive. And I slip them a gold piece.
absolutely. He takes a gold. He says, "Oh, absolutely." And he's like, he snaps his fingers and he points a couple times and then does a weird like kind of signal, not just points, but he's like does this whole thing with his hand, and like you see a couple different servers and the bartender all catch it and they all nod and they acknowledge it, and then all of a sudden you got like two servers at the table asking for your drink orders and stuff, and they're taking your drink orders and they're moving really fast. Lucar, one comes up to you and says, "Did you see anything you like on the appetizer menu? Anything? You look like a hungry guy." So you pick out like appetizers that you want, potato skins. It's all the good stuff back when Fridays was good for that. For those few years back in like the late '90s, early 2000s.
I say I'm not really hungry for cheese sticks. Like eating a bunch of cheese sticks is sick. But if you could fry a bunch of cheese sticks, I'll eat as many of them as you.
Oh yeah, we can do that. We can do that. They got these things too called curds. We fry those too.
Yeah, those two. All of it.
So, just side note, unrelated. Is the music loud for you guys, or is it kind of quiet in the background?
If you could take it down a little bit, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, that's interesting because I've turned it down. Wow, how's that?
There you go.
Is that better? More background?
Yes,
okay.
That's an improvement.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's like super low. That's kind of funny. Still learning that part of the incorporating of actual audio during the session. So, okay. Yeah, so as you order your stuff, so then they come back, there's plates of food, there's fried cheese, there's breaded fried cheese, battered fried cheese, there's fried pickles, there's fried potato skins, there's a whole assortment of stuff. And Lissa, you try to sneak a few bites because you didn't get a chance to eat anything. So you're trying to get some of the potato skins and hope that Lucar doesn't smack your hand. And all of you are drinking. Is anybody drinking drinks that are of alcoholic content or non-alcoholic content?
I'm still pretty steamed, so yeah, I'm drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on me, Velma. It's on me.
Okay. So Jack is trying to make up for things by buying this round. And
Zuri asks when one of the winners of the round, he just goes, "Can I get one of the it's cider, not the hard cider, but the normals, like apple cider?"
Oh yeah, you want the soft cider? Yeah, we got you. No problem.
Spicier, but not that kind of spicy. It's just like tangy. Yeah.
So server comes back with a cider and says, "Give that a try."
Ooh, it's quite good. Thank you.
You got it. And then right as she says that, then all of a sudden the house goes crazy clapping as this lovely halfling bard with pointy ears comes up onto the stage. She's like, "Hey, hi." And she's got, bright colored clothes and a bunch of trinkets and baubles and shit that's just jingling and jangling, hanging off of her as she moves around. Could I get a charisma saving throw from all of you, please?
So.
Just tell me if you do not pass a 13 DC.
Fail.
Okay.
Critical fail.
Wonderful.
I passed.
Okay.
Was this wisdom or charisma?
Charisma save.
That's a pass for Jack.
16.
Okay. Great. So Skogar and Azuri, you are completely 100% over the moon, enraptured by this young halfling female on stage, to the point where you're having a hard time even focusing on your cider.
Yeah, I mean, Skogar came to fucking rock out, so he's I'm sorry, I'm swearing. He's got his bandana on. He's overly into it. It's kind of obnoxiously loud, because it doesn't seem like death metal music, but he's just ready to mosh up there.
It's all good. I'll mark the episode explicit. So, so So essentially, Azuri and Skogar, you're both 100% smitten and all engaged in every single thing she's saying. The rest of you guys are like, yeah, she seems pretty cool.
Red face.
And
I'm just like looking down, but like my eyes keep flicking up and seeing her, and then I look down again, and it just repeatedly.
yep, and she's and she says, she's like, she starts working the crowd. She's like, how's everybody doing tonight? And the crowd's going crazy. And someone at the table right next to you guys is like, he's like pounds, he's like this half elf male. He's like not really, he's kind of like lanky, but he's like pounds on the table, and he's like, I love you. You are a goddess among fools. You are amazing. And then he like goes over to you, Azuri, and he grabs your shoulder and he's shaking you a little bit. He's like, isn't she amazing? And then so then she's like, okay, you're far too kind. And she kind of waves you down a little bit, tries to calm you down, and then as she smiles, you can hear the hush of the crowd, and a few people go, ah, when she smiles, this big beaming smile. She says, welcome to our open mic night. We have a great night of entertainment planned. It's like we have so much talent from neighboring cities and towns. A few of these faces you've seen before, and there's some great new talent here as well. And then Axford leans into you, Lissa, and kind of uncomfortably, sharply nudges you with his elbow in your side. And he's like, she's talking about me. She's totally talking about me. I'm the new one. I'm the new guy.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
This is so cool. And then she pulls out a small lute and sings a very short song for the crowd. People clap, they shout, they cheer. Said, okay, our first act is a human bard by the name of Eric Blackwood. He plays a lute and sings a mix of original and traditional folk songs, telling tales of adventure and romance. Ladies and gentle orcs, the wandering minstrel. And then she claps and steps off the stage, and this dude comes out, and this guy looks straight like a D&D version of Ed Sheeran. And he comes out, he's got a guitar, and you see he steps up, and he's got some of these boxes on the floor, and he just starts playing. He starts playing a loop on his lute, and it's like, and then he stomps on the box on the floor, and then he puts his hands up, and you hear the do still playing as he's like starts to like build these loops, and he's playing this song, and then he starts singing, and he's like your eyes are like a pool of pretty water, and he's just singing this really nonsensical like love song over this really like smooth, like rockin' riff, and let's see, why don't we have, let's say, Jack and Lucar, give me perception checks.
I think I failed that.
What'd you get?
I got a 6 plus 1 is 7.
Yeah. Okay.
I got 25.
Whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
I got the hot rolls. I got these. I'm rolling new dice that are doing me favors tonight.
Man. So so Jack, you see a only you notice a slightly older, overweight, half elven man that's like looking at you from across the bar, looking at your whole table. And he's like kind of like you see like he's doing like this, like he's looking over people to kind of look at you guys, and then looking like he's like one of those things where he's like casually kind of walking towards you guys, but trying to make it look like he's not. And that's, you see that. And then Eric finishes his first song, and then people clap for like a second before he jumps right into his next song. And this time, more loops, different kinds of beats, and it's like a different sort of vibe. And he's like, for a second he's like into like a microphone, and so he's like creating this whole different type of song. And finishes the second song, and the crowd claps and cheers. He's like, oh, thanks. He's like, if any of you have a smart stone, be on the lookout for my new single to hit Streamify really soon. Then he bows, and then grabs all of his equipment awkwardly and walks off the stage.
I get up real quick. I'm gonna head to the bathroom, you guys.
So you head to the bathroom,
but I make my way to the guy first, like
Okay.
the guy who's been,
Okay. So Lyrian comes back out and says, "Hey, all right, everybody give it up for Eric." And then she smiles, says, "Hey, so everybody loves a good joke, right?" And Azuri, she like looks directly at you and points at you and says, How about you, young guy? Young and handsome, mysterious guy with the hood. You like a good joke?"
I look behind me.
She's like, "No, pointing to you. Right at you."
Yes.
And then the half elf guy next to you is like, "He does. He loves a good joke. He does. I bet you he does." And then she goes, and she looks at you and she says, "Why did the Warforged Paladin join the party?"
I don't know. Why?
She says, "Because he wanted to be an alloyed force." And she slaps her knee. She's like, "Isn't that hilarious? Alloyed metal, you get it? Warforged. This is good stuff, guys. Come on." And a couple people laugh. And let's zoom over to Jack real quick. So Jack, you're nearby that guy. Any choice to interact with him in any way?
Hey man, can I get you a drink, man?
I mean,
Yeah, and I just kind of like slap him on the back and I just like lead him right back to the bar. I kind of
I guess.
Yeah, let me get you a drink, guy.
Okay.
What's your name, man?
Let me scroll a little bit further down and I'll tell you.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. I order a couple of meads for him. Nah, you look like a grog, man. I'm gonna get you a grog instead.
My name's he looks really like taken aback. My name's Marcus. That's my name, Marcus.
Marcus, what do you think of this? What's her name? Lyrian?
Lyrian? Oh,
yeah.
Lyrian's pretty good. I mean, I'm not here for her.
Yeah, I'm not here for her either. She's not really my type.
I'm
of entertainment.
It's like I'm actually here for I guess for you and your friends at the table over there.
It's funny that you should mention that. I thought I saw a connection. You know, you were looking across the way. I was looking across the way. Thought I saw something.
You guys, this might seem like an odd question, but there's a bunch of us. So a lot of us wealthy merchants within Onder and the neighboring country Thrain, which is where
this like it's sipping. And once he says wealthy merchants, he's like he almost like chokes on the drink. Drake almost chokes on his drink.
It says a lot of us, we talk. I've heard good things about you guys, that you do jobs for money. Is that a thing?
Well, it's come to my attention that a lot of people just do jobs to just do jobs, but I mean, I definitely do jobs for money. I'm not sure about the rest of my party who are more on the integrity line of things.
I have a pretty, and he gets like all like sort of morose for a minute. He's like, I have a pretty terrible situation that I could really use help with.
I'll tell you what. You tell me what kind of money you're looking at. We're looking at. Listen, these guys, they're not mercenaries, all right? If you lead with the money, I think if you just tell the story, I'm pretty sure they'll be willing to say yes to it, help you out. Like we're here looking for adventure. We're here looking to help people out, and we want to help people out. So I think if we just, I guess what I'm saying is like the whole money thing, I think that should be kept between us, I guess you could say I'm like the management or the broker of our group, as it were.
So
Nice.
you want me to tell you about the money, but not the rest of the group. Is that right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I knew that we were having a connection here.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right.
See how good these new dice are.
Let's see. We'll find out, won't we? You said persuasion. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, when it matters, I'm not doing so well. It's an 8.
That's okay. He got a 5. So he's like, well, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I mean, okay. I mean, I think I would have probably
Listen, you
I
could say
probably would have thought that halfling guy at the table was more of your group's leader. He seems to be pretty organized and such, with all those pouches and stuff on his clothes and pockets and everything.
that guy. He's got ketchup on his shirt.
Yeah, and he looks, obviously, I mean, looking at the table, he looks really enthralled in something, because he has no clue we're even talking about him. So you know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe you are the guy. So yeah, we can keep that between us.
Yeah, I mean, we'll let him. We'll tell him about compensation, but I don't think we need to get into specifics. I guess because I don't.
He says he gives you he takes a pouch out of his pocket and he hands it to you, and says, "Here," and it's pretty heavy and it jingles a lot, and he hands it to you and he says, let me just give this to you so you know I mean business."
I look at it and it's like John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, where it's like like it's lights up on his. Yeah. No, I think I mean, you tell me where we need to go. I'll take this job right now.
I will give just for the sake of because obviously technically none of the rest of the group would know this is going on. I will give anybody that would choose to, if they're starting to wonder where Jack is, I would give anybody, if they choose to, an opportunity for a perception check with a quite high DC if they want to make it. Otherwise, we'll just keep going.
Skogar's just still up there rocking.
Velma, are you making one?
Play the murder hobos.
That would be a natural 20 plus 5.
Oh, it had to be you.
So Velma, you're able to see. You can't like read lips. It's not that cool. But you see a significant, what you believe to be a significant amount of money change hands, and then you just don't know necessarily how much. You just know it's a bunch of money, and because it's not a small pouch that he just seemed to hand Jack, and you see Jack look at it and then put it away, and then going back to you, Jack. So he says, so do you want to know the story, or do you want me to just tell your group?
No, I think this is great. Why don't we go tell the group together?
Okay. So he follows you back over to the table.
Oh, hey guys, this is the guy Marcus. We just ran into each other at the bar while I was in the bathroom, and he says he's heard of our exploits, and he's heard about our good hearts and how we like to help out. And he says he's got, I guess he's looking for help. But Marcus, you'll go ahead and take it from here.
He's like fixes his shirt because it's like kind of over his belly a little bit, because he's a rather rotund gentleman, and he looks a little something like, where is he at? There he is, right there. Allow me to get my screen straight here. I want you to see what this guy looks like. But it's like, where is it? Oh, there we go. Okay, got him. There he is. See? Kind of like that. He doesn't have all that stuff with him. But like he's got a good sized rotund belly going on.
He looks like he's selling me snake oil.
Little tire belly, right?
Oh yeah.
And he says, well, it's like my daughter Olivia, she's gone missing, and she's been taken by a vampire. I'm sure of it. She was last seen in the city of Askelios, just up the way, northeast of Fairhaven, past Erexel. Not too far away from where you are now. And Yeah. I think the vampire is hiding out in the cave system north of there, just outside of the Whisper Woods. I actually hired one group of adventurers already, but they didn't return. And I've already provided a down payment to your your associate handler, whatever.
I just kind of like stare daggers at this guy, like, what the hell did we just talk about it back at the place?
And then he says, but that's merely upfront money. So you know that I mean business. I would make another payment at the end, and in addition, I would provide each of you a magical item from my stash as a reward for your assistance. Olivia is a kind and innocent young woman who doesn't deserve to be taken by such a monster.
Often these vampiric kidnappings are, turned out to be just a runaway. How do you know that she was taken by a vampire? Maybe she just wanted to leave and live the vampire lifestyle.
I just know. My sweet Olivia would never want something like that. She wants for nothing.
I will have you know, based on recent adventures, that I have a habit of asking the right questions late in the game and stepping on toes and bruising egos. So
Got that
I
right.
just need you to know that taking this at face value, taking it at face value. Why don't I play my character? There is a thing called ear for deceit that anything 7 or lower comes up as 8 on a insight check to see if he's lying.
Okay.
It doesn't help much because I rolled a 9, so that's 14.
He is not lying.
As far as I can tell.
He is telling you the truth.
If we stumble on certain information in the future that may come to, say, jeopardize your relationship with your daughter, how would you like that to be handled? I mean, you just want a straight slap in the face? I'm just being prickly here. I'm sorry. But I'm saying that in our investigations, if we find things to be different, it may not just be money that everybody but Jack is looking for.
You kind of lost me.
Okay.
I just want to give you money. I just want to give you money and some treasure to find my daughter.
I guess your adventures have been more above board than the sinister underpinnings that I've been looking for all this time. So
yeah, sometimes a missing girl's a missing girl, Velma. I guess what Velma is saying.
I am prickly and nosy.
I guess he also he might be warning you, like, what if we find your daughter and it turns out it is like Velma says, she is looking for that sweet vampire life. Like, what do we do in that situation? Are we bringing her back to you? Are we just giving you the information about her? Like, what's acceptable for you? What's the acceptable?
He looks at you, Jack, and he pauses, takes a deep breath. I want her. I want her home, no matter the cost.
As any good father would.
But I would imagine if she didn't want to come home, it's because she was under some sort of spell by this vampire. Why would she not want to be with her father, who's taking care of her?
I don't want to really get into that because I don't know you very well. But there could be many reasons for that. I'm sure Velma could give you a long list of awful reasons why someone wouldn't want to be with their father. But like I said, we're not going to get into that. But it does make sense that vampires, I think one of their skills is the whole charm thing. Yeah, I would be worried about that too. That's a fair concern on your part. Well, listen, Velma, I don't think we need. The guy wants his daughter back. That's fine. He
There's
seems
no reason we can't look into it. I'm going to assume that payment was the down payment. If you wouldn't mind passing it to Lucar, or the organized one amongst us.
the guy with the ketchup on the shirt.
We might need that later.
Or you want me to give it to the guy over there scared of his own shadow, or the guy over there pumping the guy over there pumping his fist to the halfling?
What about me?
The vegetarian.
And what's wrong with that?
I got no problem with a vegetarian.
So as you guys are arguing, like Lyrian comes back out and says, "All right, so next up," because there was another act that came and went.
All right, you want me to give it to Lucar? Lucar, come here. I'll give you. I got the down payment.
She says, next up, I'm going to bring someone on stage who's much funnier than me. Ladies and other less important genders, let me introduce you to Fizzwick Fuzzlewump, the madcap jester. And then a gnome in a one-piece jumper runs up on the stage, and the music's like, and he comes out, he's like, hello. He says heartily, you have to excuse me. I just got off work, so I didn't get a chance to. And then he pauses, and then like snaps his fingers, and a puff of smoke happens, and he yells, I didn't get a chance to change. And he's got like this well-fitting like suit on, with a really comically large flower on his lapel, and he's just like, huh? And a couple of people are like, he's like, come on. And then
Skogar
he
leans
says,
in.
And he looks at you, Skogar. He says, hey, big guy, why'd the gnome wizard bring a ladder to the dragon's lair?
I don't know. Why does he? And he's like leaning. He's a gnome, right?
Like,
so he's like leaning over him.
Yeah. He says, because he heard they had high stakes treasure. He's like, he starts laughing, and then he points to another table right next to you guys and to a dragonborn. He says, hey, big and scaly. He's like, you like flowers? And the dragonborn's like, yeah. Fizzwick waves his hand in front of the flower on his lapel, and all these little flowers just start shooting out of his lapel onto the dragonborn. They're just shooting it's just like this, like a fire hose of like tiny flowers just shooting, covering this dragonborn. He's like spitting them out. He's coughing. He's like freaking out, and he starts to stand up and looking and like just getting annoyed. He starts to walk as the flowers are hitting him. He starts to walk towards the stage, and he's trudging up. He's like, and Fizzwick's like, I don't know what's wrong. And then the dragonborn's like just about to jump on the stage, and then Fizzwick he snaps his fingers, and presto, and then the flowers all turn into glitter dust and just dissipate. And the dragonborn's like, he's like, oh, sorry, my good man. And he gets this big smile on his face as a few more people clap, but still nothing spectacular. And then he sits back down as he grunts, and then let's see. So then he's like, he does a few more tricks as he's right about to finish up. He looks out into the crowd, and like the music, like the carny type fun music that's playing in the background, sort of gets, he sees a scowl on his face, and his demeanor changes a little bit, and he does a hand for the music to kind of calm down. And he's like, he points out into the crowd, pointing at you guys' table. He's looking at all of you. And he points over at you, Jack, and he's like, looking at you. He's like, And he points at Azuri. And he's like, you look familiar to me.
No, I don't. I like pull the hood just as far over my head as I can.
And he's like, "You remind me of this thief I used to roll with, and he fleeced me for a lot of cash."
Well, I'm no thief. I can assure you that. I'm just watching the show. That's all.
Hmm.
And I'm like,
Sure, point out the guy in the hoodie.
And he
That's not evidence.
he just looks, and then he takes another second glance at you, Jack, and he eyes you up and down, and he's looking at you. Mm, you look even more familiar. Man, this ain't worth it. Screw this. You guys suck. And he just knocks his microphone over and walks off the stage. And like some smoke bombs go off, and it's just like and then you hear one guy go, "God, get off the stage, you suck." And Lyrian comes back out and says, sorry about that. I mean, we like his stuff. It must be off his game tonight. Maybe I have to have a chat with him afterwards.
As he's like right as he's leaving the stage, Gargoyle's boo, and he throws one of his he'll throw his yellow paint vial.
Oh, are you marking him?
And using his bounty hunter's mark that you gave him.
Okay.
Nice.
So you successfully mark him with your stinky yellow paint, and he just kind of was like, oh, as he walks off the stage, and he's just like, and he flips the bird as he leaves. Last thing we're gonna say real quick is, so Marcus looks at you guys, and Lyrian goes, okay, we're gonna take a 10-minute intermission, and then we're gonna come back with some really intense magic, and a newbie's gonna hit the stage. And Axford's like, he goes to you, listen, he's like, that's
you,
me.
yeah.
It's me. It's gonna be happening any minute now. And then Marcus is like, so the sooner you guys get going and do what you need to do, it's only gonna be more lucrative for you. So you can have the option of staying until Axford goes on stage and performs, or you can leave and head out to start the adventure of finding the merchant's daughter. Would you like to decide now, or do you want to decide when in the next session?
This is a tough choice.
We can't miss Axford.
Alyssa's like, well, we could.
Yeah, I guess we could. Right?
Let's take a vote. Let's go around. Take a vote.
Who's Axford friend here?
I think Lucar.
See, my friend. I think he just sort of latched on to me.
Alyssa, yes or no?
Alyssa's gonna say no.
Okay. Azuri, yes or no?
Azuri's uncomfortable here. He's fine to leave at this point.
Okay. Lucar, yes or no?
Is this yes or no stay, or yes stay, or
yes
no?
Stay, no go?
Oh, gotcha.
I'll say yes,
no?
stay.
Okay. Skogar, stay or go?
Muted. Thank you. Skogar walks out with Azuri.
All right.
And he says, we could always track that guy down too, see what he's up to.
Ooh.
Jack, stay or go?
And I look and I put 300 the 300 gold that he gave me onto the table, and I say, this man is paying well. This is 300 gold he gave me back there. All right, I think there's more of that. There's more of this where that came from. So this is a pretty big deal. I think we should go.
And Axford, like, his face drops as he sees Azuri and Skogar leave. And Velma, I see you message, we can split the party, but it seems like the majority are wanting to leave. Velma, what do you want to do?
There's a mystery to be solved. And the thrill of the hunt. Let's go.
Axford's like, guys, I thought you were going to stand here, my son. And he just starts crying. as
Oh,
all of you awkwardly leave. And that's where we're going to end, as you broke the heart of Axford.
You guys are the worst.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Well done. Nice job on the savory sausage incident. That's good. That's good stuff. Well done. Hope y'all had a good time, and we'll start the trek in the next session. What the hell is Monk's Giving? Will Lucar visit the Hungry Halfling when it reopens? How long will Lissa be vegetarian? Why did Fizwick recognize Jack and Azuri? When do we get to meet Zedekiah Esterholt? Are Jet and Velma frenemies? All these questions will be answered, and many more, on the next episode of Eberron Adventures.